My best student meal is curry chips and a chicken fillet roll up in the stables.
Favourite thing about coming to UL in first year was living away from home and making loads of new friends.
My UL experience in one word, mad.
One of the biggest worries coming into UL was fitting in, especially when you didn't know as many from your old secondary school, but once you start talking to people, everyone is friendly and everyone is on the same boat, so don't worry.
I would say that socialising actually probably would have helped my academic performance, as it really allowed me to get to know the people on my course and to make friends with them, so when it did come to exam time and assignments time, I felt comfortable asking them for help and vice versa.
What I found most difficult about the transition from second level to third level was probably dealing with the independence that you have. There's no one looking after you, you're completely on your own, no one's going to make you go to lectures, and no one's going to make you go out and socialise. So dealing with that by yourself and figuring out how to handle yourself is quite difficult.
Knowing what I know now, what would I tell my first year self? To try everything and go for everything and don't be afraid.
Join a club, join a society, make friends is the best way to do it, and just talk to everyone in your course.
My biggest mistake from first year is definitely not learning to reference on time. I started using the library actually from week 1 in first year, so I was probably a little bit different to the normal student. However, they had very experienced librarians there that were able to help you and show you the ropes and how to search for books and journals, and it was a very positive experience.
Study week, well, first thing I would say is that if you can just keep your bit going throughout the 12 weeks of a normal semester, that's most important. And when you think about it, would you've crammed all your Leaving Cert study into 1 week before Leaving Cert exams in June, you wouldn't. So I think you treat it the same way. Study week is more revision time, you make the most of it, but keep your small bit going throughout the 12 weeks and you'll be grand.
If I could go back and speak to my first year self, I'd definitely tell him to try and strike a balance between his work life, the academic life and socialising. Make sure that one doesn't overpower the other. Can't always be having your head in shots, but you also can't be having your head in books all the time either.
I lived on campus in first year in Plassey, so a lot of the friends I made were people that lived in Plassey or people who were friends with people in Plassey, and that definitely resonated when I came into my last year of college.
Yeah, so the services that I used in first year would have been definitely the chaplaincy. So Father John, I'd know him pretty well. He's involved in the GA a lot, so I used him just to go and ask for advice or anything like that, just to ask a question. Father John was great in that sense.
The services I used in first year mainly would have to be the library and the Students' Union. Students' Union always a place to go for any questions you have. They're really helpful, it's the best place to get your answers.
I used the counselling service and I used the Student Union a lot during first year. They're really helpful and I definitely recommend going to them. And you, Colleen?
I definitely took advantage of the first 7 weeks. That helped me a lot. I also used the medical centre a lot because obviously when you're sick and you need doctors, know they're the first place you're going to go.
I used the services of Deirdre. I think she's the first year coordinator, and she helped me a lot, made me aware of the services that are in UL that I never knew about, and helped me come out of my shell, to a better place.
One of my biggest fears coming into UL that maybe the course wouldn't be right for me, but my advice would be to definitely give it a chance for a year. There's always the opportunity to change and there's plenty of advice available on campus to help you to guide your choice.
By going to the writing centre, it really helped with my assignments when I was struggling.
So in first year I would have used the Science Learning Centre a lot. I had never did physics before I came here and there was modules on my course, and the help I got definitely helped me to pass all my modules, which was a great achievement for me in first year.
My final piece of advice for first years would definitely be that lecturers are probably more approachable than you think.
So make sure ask them questions. It's more than likely if you put up your hand, half the class are probably wondering the same thing. If you need to drop them an email, drop them an email. They're more than likely going to be more helpful than you think.
The biggest mistake I made in first year was probably not budgeting properly. I spent way too much on nights out and things, and as the years go on, you kind of get better that way.
Biggest mistake of first year was thinking I could coast through it and thinking I'd be fine.
UL experience in one word, memorable.
Unreal.
Eventful.
Tough. Lively.
Fantastic.
It's easy to do what you're used to. Go out there, try new things and do things you've never done before.
Canary and Taliv.